What's good, YouTube? Hypnotic Toad here, welcoming you back to our next Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. Now, usually on Wednesdays we're having our YGO videos, but since I have no idea how to play PePe, today I'm bringing you Ethan's combo video. So he's going to take over and kind of explain a few of the combos for the deck and make it so if some of you are trying to learn the deck, you have a better idea of what you're actually going to be doing with the deck. So I'll let him take over.
Alright, yeah, like Nate said, this deck is heavily combo based. Probably the most combo based deck right now in the game, besides Monarchs. It's definitely a certain play style on how to play it. So I'm going to go through a tutorial on how to several combos, what you can do, cards you want to see in hand, everything like that. So start off with these two cards right here, Skull Crab Joker right here, and Perform Pal Monkey Board. These are your two searchers. If you have these in your opening hand, you basically unlock the majority or most of your deck, which is really key in how you play. Normally, that's why when you see people play more than 40 cards, it's actually quite alright, just because it's easy to get these two cards. You literally have, if you remember the Cleat 4 format, it's basically 6 scouts right here in your hand. So I'm going to go through a combo based video. So in this combo based video, first thing we'll explain more is about these two. And basically act like if you already have these two in hand or something else like the equivalency. So we'll first go with Joker. So when he's normal summoned, you can activate the effect to add any Perform Pal monster from your hand or from your deck to your hand. So usually if you don't already have it, the main target is Monkey Board. Just being able to further deck thin and go through. Let's say you already have Monkey Board in hand. So your main combo card you're going to search is Perform Pal Pendulum Sorcerer. This is the one that re-establishes your hand, makes sure that you have everything that you need, prepares you for next turn. So let's say you already have a Monkey Board. So you'll go Summon, Effect, and you'll add Sorcerer. So let's see now that you have Sorcerer and Monkey Board in hand. Now, like normally you see 5 or 6 cards in hand. This is just a combo video, so that's why I only have these just for explanation. So then you will activate this card, Perform Pal Monkey Board, in the Pendulum Scale. Now when this is activated in the Pendulum Scale, I can add a Perform Pal monster from my deck to my hand. And when he's inside the scale, if a Perform Pal card is in the other scale, he becomes a 1 scale, which is really good. If it's a non-Perform Pal, it becomes a 4 scale, which isn't really that good. So that's why getting a Perform Pal is key. Now in my deck, I always prefer to get Perform Pal Guitardle. What this card is, when you activate a Perform Pal in your other scale, you can instantly just draw a card. Now, since you already activated Monkey Board, it's not useful right now, but we'll get back to that later. So, since it's a 6 scale, so this is now a 1 and a 6 scale. This lets you pendulum anything from 2 to 5, which is majority, basically, of all the cards in your deck are 4s. So it's really easy to pendulum summon. So let's say now, I say I'm going to Pendulum Summon 1, and Pendulum Summon Perform Pal Sorcerer. So his effect is I can blow up as many cards on the field, and then at resolution, when they're in the extra deck, if they're monsters, then I can add cards with Perform Pal cards with different names than the ones I added. So there was a big discrepancy between this and the TCG and the OCG about this card ruling. Basically, people were asking if this card blows up scales, would still get the search. And the answer is yes, because it checks at the resolution. So when you blow up, say I'm going to blow up Monkey Board. So Monkey Board, and I'm going to blow up Joker. Or sorry, Monkey Board, and I'm going to blow up himself. So these two cards go to the extra deck. Now, since at resolution, so it's resolved that these two are now inside the extra deck. At resolution, it checks to see if it's a monster. This is a monster, so you actually then get to search for it. So I know that was a big thing in the OCG. So usually the cards you want to get, since you get to get 2 cards, you get a Perform Pal Skull Crab Joker. And for me, I always get a Lizard Draw. This card is really key in continuing to further deck thin your deck. This card is really good to set up for next turn just because you have another Joker for next turn, and that's really nice. But the other card right now I talk about is Lizard Draw. So when this card is in your scale, if a Perform Pal is in your other scale, you can destroy this card, put it in your extra deck, and draw a card. So it's a really good combo with Geek Turtle. In a lot of ways, this is PePe's own pot of greed. So you'll see. So I'll go activate. Geek Turtle will then resolve because the Perform Pal is activated in the scale, drawing you a card, and then you can activate the effect, draw another card. So you've at least gone +2 right there with the deck. So that lets you deck thin a lot more and gets you ready for your combos. So that's generally normally what you see when your opponent has things that they want to blow up in the extra deck. So we'll move on to the next combo. So let's say you already have this field established. Now, let's say you have a sorcerer and this card, another main card. Like I said in my deck profile video, while I don't like the Performages, they are really good in getting plussing off. So let's say you pendulum 2, these 2. So you can activate Sorcerer's effect, you can target Plushfire and Monkey Board. These will go to the extra deck. And then usually your general searches will be for Sorcerer will be Lizard Draw and Joker, just because you want to set up for next turn. You can search any Perform Pal card except for the ones that were destroyed. So you can search Monkey Board, and you can search Sorcerer just because you can search himself, and that'd be pretty busted if you could do that. But now since you've added this, the effect of Plushfire results. So Plushfire is a card. So when this card is destroyed by battle or by card effects, so it was destroyed by Sorcerer. If it was destroyed in the scale or even on the field as a monster, it still gets effect. So when it's destroyed, you can special a Performage from your deck. So generally, I will always get Damage Juggler or Mirror Conductor, just because those are your main ones that you want to special. So let's say we special Mirror Conductor. That is a really good card to out any field in terms of attack, so you can activate the effect, swap the attack and defense of your opponent's monster, which is really good. You only pay 500 life points, and then for things such as like Monarchs and all that, so they go to 1000 defense, you can easily beat over with your Sorcerer or your Joker, or if you go into any other Xyz. Now another card that you could play, or you could special, is Damage Juggler. Damage Juggler is actually probably, if you're not inside the mirror match, if you're in the mirror match, you want to conserve these just because this is an out to Wavering Eyes. But if you're not in your mirror match, this is a great card because what you can do then is you can special this, overlay into something, activate the effect, detach the Damage Juggler right here. And then what you can do is you can banish this from your grave to search a Performage from your deck. So you can either search an option is Mirror Conductor, you can search Plushfire, if you run Trick Clown, you can search that if you want. You can search Hat Tricker, so if you have 2 more monsters on the field, which right now we do, you could easily special that. Just a really good way to continue comboing off, get your plays going as well. So, other really good cards for the deck would be this card, Draco Face-Off. Draco Face-Off, if you don't know what it does, you reveal a Draco Slayer, which we always normally do Luster, and a Draco Lord. What these two are, so you reveal these two, your opponent then randomly chooses one. So normally your opponent goes odds, evens, or evens, odds, and they roll dice. So let's say for example purposes, they selected the Luster. You can either choose, because of Draco Face-Off, to special this, put it in the scale, and then the other one goes into the top of the extra deck. So, as in my deck profile video, I basically compared this as going to +2, because more than likely you're going to have your scales set, or you're going to have what you need to make your scales. So you can just pendulum out what you put in your extra deck, and then you basically go +2, because then you're just getting 2 monsters out of your deck for the price of 1 card. Which is really good. Deck thinning in this deck is really not that hard. So speaking of that, let's say we put Luster in the scale. Now if you don't have the Monkey Board or the Joker, as I talked about, another option what you could do is, if you have Sorcerer, you can go Luster, Sorcerer. This is another really good combination because you can go Luster's Effect, which says I can blow up my other scale, and then search for another copy. So you blow up Sorcerer, and then you search another copy of Sorcerer out of your deck. And so what is really nice about this is Luster is a scale of 5 and Sorcerer is a scale of 2. So that means you can pendulum summon things from 3 to 4. So all these cards right here, say you had these in your extra deck, you can pendulum summon all these out, and you already have a Sorcerer, so you can activate the effect of Sorcerer. Destroying your scales, or if you have a plush bar, that's another option as well. So it's more player preference in terms of what you want to blow up. Generally, I blow up my scales, especially in the mirror match, because then you don't lose to Wavering Eyes, which is a really big problem for this deck. Especially if you don't have Damage Juggler or your own copy of Wavering Eyes. But if you're playing like a Monarch deck or anything else, then it's totally fine to leave your scales, just because if they out your scales, it's fine. You're going to have more searches with Sorcerer. Just because you can blow up like Plush Fire, Luster, or Sorcerer, and then search 2 more cards, 2 different Perform Pal cards, and then you can special off Plush Fire, which is a really big one for this deck. So that was the main ones for the monster. So I'll explain some more about the extra deck, different extra deck options. So in my deck profile, I said I play this card, Instant Fusion. This card is really good if you've already gone into the extra deck and you've detached for an effect. Like if you've already Castelled a card or Diamond Dyer, it's really good because then what you can do is you can go Norden's effect. You can special one already from your grave. So you can special back. My favorite combo, what I love to do is, if I have somehow, let's say they Solemn Striked my Luster right here, which just actually happened to me today. I play against Cosmos. I pendulum summon out Luster, trying to bait out his back row. He's striked my Luster, which then, since it was on his special summon, it goes to the grave. I then activated Instant Fusion, special Norden out of the extra deck, targeted Luster, special Luster. So now I have Luster back on the field, and since it's a tuner and a level 4, I can easily sync up, put this back in the extra deck, and then go into a card such as Ignister. If you do not know what Ignister does, this is the next combo one, base point I'll go off of. If you do not know what Ignister does, once per turn he has 2 effects. One, he can special summon a Luster, or not Luster, a Draco Slayer from the deck. So generally, if you want to go into double Luster or a double Ignister, you can by searching another Luster Pendulum. Otherwise, another option, if you want to make a rank 4, is you can go Master Pendulum, just because he doesn't have that clause saying that you have to go to Draco Slayer, Synchronous Fusion, or Exceeds with it. So, say I want to go Master. If you don't want to use this overlay material, and you don't have the skills, but you want to spin some back, you can activate the effect, destroy this, and this is non-targeting removal. So let's say they go, you choose a card, and they chain something like, say I'm choosing a skill, and they chain Wavering Eyes. So they blow up the cards, and then they add something and all that. You take 500 and everything like that. Since this is non-targeting, I can redeclare what I want to spin. If you're in a time where you're targeting, then what will happen is you can target a card and they chain something, then it can no longer resolve. But since this isn't target, I can choose something else. So let's say I want to spin back his Dark Destroyer, just because it can't be targeted, so this is a really good out for it as well. And nice thing about Ignister is it's not once per, you can do it every turn. So let's say my opponent did some stuff, he left, for some reason left my Ignister on the field. I can then go my turn, effect, special, another, probably by then a Luster, or if you already used a Luster last turn, you can do Master, special it out, effect again to destroy, and spin. Something back to your opponent's deck. Really good card against Cosmos. If you can just whittle away at the resources, they're eventually going to die to you. So, other different combo cards. King of the Furlimps, really good at searching out your 6 scale. Be able to set up your Lizard Draw combo plays as well. My main win condition in this deck is bringing out these 2 cards. Trapeze Magician and Ignister. It's really easy to bring out trapeze. Almost all the cards in your deck are spellcasters. So it's really easy to bring this out. It just requires 2 level 4 spellcasters. And so normally I'll do this when I clear my opponent's field, is with either Ignister or Twin Twist or anything else. I'll make Trapeze Magician, and then what I'll do is activate the effect by detaching. I can then target 1 card on my field, which I'll target Ignister. It can then make 2 attacks in a turn. So the attack of this is 2850. So if you attack twice, that's 5700 damage. You attack with this, that's over 8000 generally, which is game. This is the biggest reason why people have a problem with this deck. It's because it can OTK really fast with Trapeze Magician. Especially if you combo it with Ignister. I've also comboed with Vectors, Lusters, if I have other cards on the field as well. But those are generally more or less some of the bigger combo cards. Different other ones you can make. You can make the Nova with the Infinity, with Ptolemaeus and everything like that. Rafflesia, being able to activate on either player's turn is really nice. Against the mirror match, usually, and how I determine it, whoever can make Evil Swarm Nightmare first, generally will win the game. This requires 2 level 4 darks, that's why I play more of a dark, heavier variant of this. Just because this card right here, it's during either player's turn, and it's not once per turn. When they special summon a card, I can detach, flip it face down. So let's say they pendulum out 4, I can activate this, flip all 4 of them face down, and then they're left with nothing. Because then they can't go into seed, anything like that, and then I can just slowly then pop off all the resources and just OTK them from there. This card is really good at getting that. So let's say my pendulum summon 4, I can flip them all face down. Let's say then they special head trigger along with their normal summon to go into next seed, I can then flip that face down as well. So it's really good in just making sure you can out things, especially in the mirror match. But that's more or less generally the combos of this deck. Like I said, generally what you want to do is you want to open up a Joker or Monkey Board. Those are your 2 main searchers of the deck. You want to get the Sorcerer as fast as possible, get that specialed out so you can just burn through your deck, you can get resources, and then move on and progress your game state. But yeah, that's different combos you can have for the deck. So I know I'll take it back to Nate.
Okay guys, so right there you've been able to see some of the tips and tricks from the PePe deck. Hopefully, if you are just learning this deck or trying to learn more combos for it, or try and get better with the deck as a whole, this video has helped you out. If it has, make sure to give it a thumbs up for us, because that is greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down in the comment section, and I'm sure we'll have Ethan back here again to answer any of those, or help you if you're having any problems with the deck. But until next time guys, me and Ethan, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Hypnotic Toad, signing out for now.